This year is all about refining the processes, systems, actions, and principles that make me him. Him is the person that I want to be, the person that I'm striving to become through the way that I live my life. Hey gang, welcome to the Sav Show. My name is Savilian. I'm the host of this show, and today I'm talking about 2024, my plan of attack, my vision, my goals, how I plan to get there, what I'm looking to achieve this year. But before we dive into the episode, I've got a little special announcement to make. So I decided toward the end of 2023 that this year, content creation, making stuff, documenting my journey as a creator was something that I really wanted to go deep on. And I figured that the people that really wanted to invest in me would do that in their own way, in their own time. And I wanted to give them an opportunity to do that. So I went ahead and I created a Patreon, a membership site for anyone who really wants to support my work to come and join me and get special member-only offerings. So this podcast will have a separate audio, which will include a member-only riff on this idea. So if you want to join up, I'll put the link in my description. Go have a look. Member-only stuff all year. Savilian, stoicism, hip-hop. I'm going to be putting music in there. Member-only podcasts, merch offerings, just a whole bunch of exclusivity and community, because this year I really want to go deep on this stuff. So if you want to jump in, the link is below. Please come join me. And but for now, let's dive into the podcast. A new year is upon us. What a time to be alive. It's usually around this time of year that everyone turns to their journals and notepads, their Notion templates and Google calendars to begin sketching out what the year should look like. Well, that's what they should be doing at least. Goals are good. Goals are great, but they will only get you so far. What you need is a vision. Something to focus on day in and day out. Something to get you up in the morning and put you to sleep at night. You need a vision so big and juicy and tangible that you can taste it. Yum. Where have you been? Where are you going? How do you intend to get there? What daily actions do you need to fulfill in order to get to your vision? These are all the things I'm considering at this very moment as I comb over all of my journaling, achievements, diarizing, podcasting, text messages, content, music, memories, and scribblings from the previous year. I start to get a sense of where I have been. That's important to help me carve out an idea of what needs to improve and where I'm going. Now I can start to think about where I want to get to, right? This year, for me, it is all about refining the processes, systems, and actions and principles that make me him. Him is the person that I want to be, the person that I'm striving to become through the way that I live my life. So let me repeat it. This year is all about refining the processes, systems, actions, and principles that make me him. 2023 proved to be a year of maturity and awareness on many fronts, helping me build the fortitude required to say yes to the man I want to become. 2024 will be a year of refinement, professionalism, as I reinvest my attention into the aspects of my life bringing me most joy. I am really optimizing for joy here, people. Over my life, I have opted to set some lofty goals with zero framework or processes on how to achieve them and whether or not they were even possible. Things like, and I mentioned this on my last podcast where I'm talking about crumping and sea walking and stuff like that. Some of these goals look like, nice round numbers of 10,000 monthly Spotify listeners, $10,000 saved in my bank account, release 4 music videos, tour nationally, like these very large, ambiguous kind of goals that really didn't kind of set my attention on specific actions in order to get there. Because that's what you need. You need actions. You need achievables, actionables, things that you're going to get up and do every single day to get to that thing. There was no rhyme or reason, just stuff I like the sound of. I set and forget these goals with no plans attached. And when the new year rolled around, my completion rate was in the toilet. Psh, that's a flush. That's the sound of a flush. Okay, with all that in mind, here's my plan of attack for 2024. First, let me paint a vision. This is the vision. Rather than jot down individual elements I wish to achieve, I thought I would switch it up this year and create a vision board for what I want my life to look like at the end of the year. The guy who is living the life I set out will probably be in a position where he's doing the things he wants and is optimizing his life for joy. So the person who's doing the things that I'm about to set out in this vision is, the person who gets to the point of achieving this vision at the end of 24 has done throughout the year the actions required to get there. So if I set myself at the end, like, what do I want this year to look like? I can reverse engineer it and go, all right, well, what are the daily actions? What are the daily steps that are required to be that person? All right, and this is what it looks like. Let me take you for a little trip. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm living in my own apartment in the Park House. I think it's called Park House or Parkview. Anyway, there's an apartment block on Victoria Street in Abbotsford, and I just really want to live there. I don't know why. I just got my heart set on it. I love the area. It's very close to the Yarra River. It's a beautiful little walk down along the Yarra there, Abbotsford Reserve, all the way up the back of, you can walk through the kind of like hills, and there's some great lookouts, and just winds through the river and the bushes, and it's just a beautiful area, right on Victoria Street, right near IKEA, right near cinemas, right near, nice bars, right near the gym, right near, I got friends in this area. I'm really falling in love with this particular part of the world, and I really want to live on my own in this apartment block. So that's the first part. I am financially secure. I have paid off all my personal debts, and although I don't have a huge amount of savings, I can pay for my basic needs as well as fund my digital creative business comfortably. Couple of key points there. I'm not a person who needs a lot. I got my laptop, I got my camera phone, I got a mic, I got access to the internet. I'm happy. I'm pretty content with that. If I can train, if I can work on my digital creative business, if I can make music, if I can if I can do all those things, I'm happy, man. I'm not out here buying a hell lot of shit. I'm not trying to cop new shoes every week or new clothes or anything like that. There's not many subscriptions. There's not a lot of expenses. So if I can just make enough money to basically secure myself and pay off my debts and just kind of secure my base level of needs, and I'm very content with that. Number 3, I've systemized my online writing and music efforts. I create and release great content on a consistent basis and am building a loyal and supportive fan base. More on that very soon, because I've just introduced something, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit differently with the way that I put out content and the way that I talk to the world, because I really want to start to build a genuine fan base. More on that very soon. I train every day at Absolute MMA, and after competing in my first amateur MMA fight, I have got myself into the best physical condition of my life. So by the end of this year, I would ideally love to have competed once in an MMA fight, or maybe some kickboxing or like Muay Thai or something like that. I want to have another fight, probably. I don't want to do boxing again. I would love to do MMA ideally. That's kind of where my head is at, and what I would like to envision for this year. My overall joy, happiness, and gratitude levels are very high. My awareness for myself and the world around me is also very high. I care about things. I finished writing my book. I finished writing my first ever book and released my debut album. After self-publishing both projects, they found a small amount of success and fandom. All right, so that's the vision. Okay, how do we get there? What's the plan? Step 1, get more money. This part is pretty straightforward, right? Money doesn't make you happy, but it does provide security and structure to be able to afford life's basic needs whilst freeing up mental space to pursue your passion projects and curiosities. Once I have more money, I can look to move into my own place and begin to start paying down my debts, then reinvesting into my creative business. So that's a goal, get more money, move into my own place, have my own creative space, pay down my debts, and then just basically funnel as much money as I can afford back into the things that I care about, following my curiosities, and just creating. I just really want to spend this year creating as much as possible. Step 2, raise my training and conditioning standards. My training is going well as I begin to implement more specific training, strength training and conditioning to go alongside my martial arts training. My overall MMA game is improving every day, and I know with a stronger cardio base and further skill development that I will achieve the standard that I have set for myself. So yeah, by the end of this year, I just want to be able to jump into an MMA contest with someone of my skill level and not feel overwhelmed. I've started doing some of the more specific training around that, and it feels really good to get some live work in. But I ideally want to be gearing toward MMA sparring, and then once I have like a decent pace of that, then build up toward my first fight, my first MMA fight. Anyway, step 3. Writing every day. I'm leaving this pretty open-ended because the skill of writing and the practice of what I am optimizing for. Project work will come with persistence and the fluidity that consistently showing up brings. Whether it is in my weekly newsletter, the first draft of my first ever book, my digital products or songwriting, there's always something I can be fine-tuning. So yeah, I wrote this step 3 as I just want to come to my computer and write. Like, I don't care. I didn't want to specify like a particular project or my newsletter or a blog or anything like that. I didn't want to specify this because the active writing every day, ideally for 30 minutes. That's all. 30 minutes each day, preferably in the morning, preferably on a project. But I'm going to leave that a little bit open because I know that once I'm building this muscle, it'll slowly start to extend into the things that I really need it to. At the moment, it is looking like 30 minutes every morning on my book. I'm writing a book. It's like a memoir kind of thing. 30 minutes every morning on a book. And so far, I've managed to do that for 2 weeks. I've done 30 minutes every morning for 2 weeks, and it's going good. So that's the goal this year. If I just wake up and I write every day, whether that's newsletter, blog, music, a book, I will build the muscle, I'll get the reps in, and I'll become a better writer. Simple as that. Step 4, simplify everything. Less is more. I really want to cut the fat everywhere. Less possessions, less subscriptions, less hobbies, less activities, less social events, less moving parts. More focus on the higher level tasks like writing and creating. More focus on the specific training I need to do for MMA. More focus on the small group of people that I value most. More focus on the things that are going to move me forward. Whether I eliminate, automate, or delegate, simplifying as much as I can, as often as I can. Right? This one's going to be a big one. Cut the fat everywhere. Really move to a minimalistic kind of intentional way of living where everything in my life serves a purpose. I'm not hanging on to things just because. That has already started after I'm about a third of the way through a book called Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, and I decided to go all in on a digital declutter over the last 24 hours, and I deleted everything from my iPhone that was not 100% necessary for day-to-day execution of the core goals this year, which is just to learn and create. So I got rid of all my social media. I got rid of all streaming platforms. I got rid of all sport-orientated apps. Everything that is going to kind of like be tailored towards consumption and entertainment rather than knowledge and learning. Then I just kind of got rid of it. And yeah, I'll find other ways to use those platforms, probably just from my laptop in specific areas. But yeah, it's all about simplifying, cutting down the fat, and just really being intentional with the things that are going to mean the most and going to have the kind of highest ROI on my standard of living. Pardon me. Step number 5, continue studying. I'm currently spending a lot of time with some of the greatest thinkers known to me in both past and present. The ancient Stoic texts of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, as well as modern-day giants from Naval Ravikant, Stephen Pressfield, and Ryan Holiday. Learning from these great thinkers is giving me the strength to slow down and raise my awareness. There's a certain power to that. Okay. So that's basically it, guys. That's a quick look at the vision and the plan of attack for 2024. Step number 1, get more money. Step number 2, raise my training standard and conditioning standards. Step number 3, write every day. Step number 4, simplify everything or as much as humanly possible. Step number 5, continue studying. All right, that's it for me, gang. What do you think of my plan? What are you guys planning for this year? Thanks for tuning into the Sav Show. I'm going to catch you all next week on the Sav Show. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. It would really mean a lot. And if you want to grab my weekly newsletter, the Sunday Sav, you can do that below. Click the link, subscribe to the newsletter. One of these emails is coming out every Sunday where I kind of riff on or write about the journey of wanting to raise the collective consciousness through hip hop and stoicism, plus my journey to becoming my own best friend and everything that's involved with that. So if you want to dive in, you can do that. Click the link below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on next week's episode of the Sav Show. Let's go.